right, here we go. Proctor Rails and Brainerd Warriors AA. Starting off with Cohen Dunbar, Radzak, Johnson, Burke, and Catterlick. Dunbar on the face-off for Proctor. Warriors will send that towards the rails end right off of the face-off. They're going to enter the zone. They clear Catterlick, but he reaches back, grabs the puck, sends it up to Johnson. Johnson will carry through the neutral zone. Taken off of his stick as he enters the Warriors zone. They're going to turn back and head back the other direction. Centering pass by Brainerd. They will carry to the corner center again. Push to the corner by the rails. Brainerd behind the net. Met by Burke. Burke takes it off of their stick. Burke loses an edge. Brainerd's going to send that up high. They step in, get a shot. McGowan makes the first save. Rebound. Chipped up by Dunbar. Brainerd's going to pick it up with the rebound and sink that past McGowan and get on the board early. McGowan made the first save on that. The rebound rails couldn't clear it out. Seeger Dunbar on the faceoff. He is with Simonson and Tallarico, Nimmons, and Olsen on defense. Tallarico chips along the boards into the Warriors' end. Tallarico snags it, sends it over to the boards. Olsen will pick it up. Olsen along the boards, back over for Simonson. Simonson chips it back down to the corner. Nimmons will fire that towards the net. Warriors goaltender will make the save. Dunbar on the face-off again. Tallarico to the corner. Dunbar picks it from the corner, centers out front. Simonson can't quite get a stick on that. Brainerd will send that around to the other corner behind the net. Be held in by the rails. Tallarico takes it off a Brainerd stick. He tries to move it to another rail. Simonson gets a big shot with the rebound. Dunbar picks up the rebound, carries behind the net over to the corner. Chips it back to the center. Simonson looks to send that up high. Hits a Brainerd skate. Simonson's going to grab it, circle back around. Simonson shot, deflected wide. Brainerd will send that down ice. We should have an icing call coming here. And we do. Made the first save. We couldn't clear the rebound out. Yep. Yeah, but less than a minute in. Brzezinski on the face-off. Brainerd tries to clear that one out. It'll be gloved and dropped by Burke. Burke gets punched in the back of the head. Brzezinski in the corner. Turns, drops it back to Fish. Fish also nailed over on the side of the net. He is down behind the net. Fish back on his feet. Brainerd's going to clear it out. Poke checked away by Burke. Brzezinski overruns it. Catterlick up ice to Fish. Fish taken down along the boards. That should have been a call too. He is all right. He's getting off the ice though. Nope, he's heading back into the play. Another check behind the net there. Brainerd on Catterlick. Cross ice pass. Walty's going to tip that one up and out into the neutral zone. Apparently we're going to play Bantam rules today. Johnson pressures, sends Brainerd back into their own zone. And then a carry up. Center attempt. No clue where the puck is. Somebody sends it out. Brzezinski, or Dunbar falls and blocks a shot there. Brainerd up at the point. Another shot on net, bouncing puck. Gowan makes the save and covers up the rebound. Dunbar on the face-off for Proctor. These refs hopefully don't take this long on every drop. They are watching the players around them, pushing them back. Talarico in a foot race. Brainerd player loses an edge. Still able to send it up and out of the zone. They're going to clear Nimmons there. Shot up and over the net. Up to Talarico. Talarico picked. Olsen pokes that off the Brainerd stick. Brainerd will send that cross ice. They're going to carry up. Rails body him off of the puck. Tries to kick at Dunbar. Shot from Brainerd. His own player blocks it down on the ice. Bradzak, or Olsen will tip that up to Dunbar. Dunbar with a one-on-one. Dunbar tries to clear the defender. Shot from Dunbar knocks the stick out of the Warriors' hand. Brainerd will carry up into the neutral zone. Dunbar moves it up to Welty. Welty back to looking for Dunbar, I believe. Brainerd's going to pick that. They got a man out front, undefended. Shot from the corner, McGowan makes a save. Brzezinski will pick it up. He's looking up ice for Fish. They do not connect. Brainerd will get there. They'll move it around behind the net. Center attempt hits Brzezinski's skate. Burke there for the rails. Moves it along the boards up to Fish. Fish drops that one to the corner. Brainerd will regroup, head back up ice. Brainerd's going to clear Burke. Center, out front, picked up by Burke. Burke will carry over the blue line. Ooh, Burke hit hard. They're going to call a checking penalty on that. On Brainerd. Checking or interference, not sure, but some sort of call. Dunbar on the face-off for Proctor. Moves it to the corner. Brainerd will pick it up, send it behind the net. Met by Simonson. Simonson pins to the boards. Talarico comes away with it. Talarico carries behind the net. He's going to circle around, get a shot off. Kick save with a rebound, picked up by Brainerd. That one's going to bounce up. Katerlik will hold it in. Down to Simonson, over to Talarico. Talarico on net. Goaltender will cover it up for a whistle. Simonson moves that one up high to Katerlik. Katerlik will hold that back in. Dunbar to the corner. Dunbar comes away with it over to Talarico. Talarico knocked into the boards. Big shot from over near the boards by Burke. That's high over the net. Katerlik waited for that one to get to him and tried to send that down ice. The Brainerd player carried it with his body. He's going to get there first. Burke's going to take it off of his stick. Burke whiffs on a clearance attempt. Burke up the boards to Dunbar. Dunbar is going to reverse course. He passes right across the middle, knocks the stick out of the Brainerd hand, up to Tallarico. Tallarico carries to the neutral zone. Clears one player. Trying to regain control of the puck, moves it over to Simonson. Simonson turns, gets a shot wide in front of the net. Brainerd will try to clear that. Catterick will send it back down to the corner to Dunbar. Dunbar pinned against the boards. Brainerd player out of the box, almost snags that. Brainerd will get a shot that's wide of the net. Nimmons is going to send that along the boards. Brainerd's going to hold it in. Dunbar right behind him. Dunbar sends that up. Hits a Brainerd player. He's pushed off of the puck. Brainerd, shot high over the net. Sorry, missed that one. Brainerd player makes a shot while he's mid-fall there. Sends it wide of the net. That one's going to clear the zone. Simonson will pick it up, poked off of his stick. Nimmons, the Brainerd player right on him. He'll send that off the boards onto the net. Goaltender drops off the rebound for his player, who'll drop it back behind the net. And he held in by Radzak. Radzak bodied off of that. Johnson sends it up the boards to Olsen. Olsen looks to try to move it up ice. Turns it over to Brainerd. Brainerd will dump that into the zone. Nimmons is there. Nimmons carries around. He's stripped near the net. Radzak will pick it up, poke it up out of the zone. Taken off of Radzak's stick. Johnson will step in and take it. Johnson tries to go through traffic. He'll move that one towards the net. The goaltender's going to cover it up for a whistle there. Somebody breathed on him, Ashley. It wasn't his fault. Brzezinski taking the face off for Proctor. Brainerd will come away with that. Too close. Fish got a stick on that. Turned it over to Brainerd. Brainerd controls in the corner. I'll move that one up high. Fish pressures. Brainerd side to side. Lob that one towards the net. Traffic out front. They're going to call a goal on that. I thought McGowan got there before it went in, but they're going to call that a goal. Dunbar on the face-off. Catterick will send that along the boards up to Simonson. Simonson chips it past the defender and chases. Dunbar holds that one in. He's immediately attacked by two Brainerd players. He'll be sent down to the corner. Brainerd will move it behind the net. Tallarico hit. Brainerd gets a shot on that one. McGowan's going to glove that for a whistle. Dunbar taking the face off here for Proctor. That one moves towards the rails net. Over to the corner. Johnson there. Johnson tries to chip it up to Catterick. Hits some traffic. Catterick does pick it up, sends it up the boards. That one hits the pipe and goes wide. I'm hearing the feed is kind of weird. Maybe after the first period I will jump off and try to reconnect and see if that makes a difference at all. Rails are going to take a penalty there. That's a weak call on Radzak. They've been doing that the whole game, but so Rails at a one-man disadvantage here for 1:30 on a Radzak penalty. Brainerd will send that side to side, broken up by Talarico, held back in by a Brainerd body. Nimmons moves it up the boards. Brainerd will step in, carried away from the boards. It's broken up by Olsen. Dunbar gets a stick on that one, but moves it up to the defender. One-timer that will get in past McGowan. One-timer from along the boards up to the defender. He will sink that past McGowan to go up with a 3-goal lead. Kuzinski on the face-off there, sends it over to the boards. Kuzinski carries. He gets a shot that goes to the corner. Welty moves it high to Nimmons. Nimmons gets a shot that's blocked by the defender. He's going to have a breakaway. He'll get past McGowan for a goal. It's all right, Colb. Keep working, bud. Go, Colby, head up, bud, you got it. Simonson will take that off of Brainerd's stick. Brainerd turns it over to Burke. Burke over to Catolic. Catolic up the boards. Turns it over to Brainerd. Brainerd carries into the zone. They move around Catterlick. Loose puck out front, knocked over to the side by Simonson. Brainerd sends it back up high. Deflection by Talarico. Dunbar tries to center, broken up by Brainerd. He's taken down. We have a penalty coming on Brainerd here for tripping. Dunbar drops it back to Simonson, gets a quick shot, hits a skate, takes down a player. He deflected over to the corner. Brainerd sends that up high. Burke will send that on net. That and hits some traffic up front, deflects and hits a pipe. Dunbar in the corner. Talarico. Talarico up high to Burke. Burke gets a shot that's wide of the net. Brainerd behind the net. Move that along the boards. They look to center, turn it over to Burke. Rails need to get back on sides here. Burke sends it over to Catterlick, who sends it center ice to Brainerd. Brainerd will send that cross ice. Picked up by Talarico. Talarico's going to carry over along the boards. Drops it back for Simonson. Catterlick will step in and pick it up. Catterlick moves it towards the net. Brainerd will pick it up, send it along the boards. Burke's going to hold it in. Burke gets a shot. He hits Brainerd player. Gets there again, sends it down low. Simonson picks it up, centers across the crease, turns it over to Brainerd. Brainerd will send it out of the zone. Kaderlich will pick it up. Kaderlich enters the zone. He's going to shoot from under the blue line. That's wide of the net. Bounces to the corner. Dunbar is there. Brainerd will grab that, send that up along the boards, out past the rails defenders. Pushed over to the corner there. Burke will body and let Dunbar take the puck. Dunbar drops it off to Kaderlich, back up to Dunbar. Turns it over to Brainerd near the blue line. I want to be gloved and dropped by Kaderlich. He'll send that back up into the zone. Brainerd will take control, however. He will turn and reverse course. He poked away by Nimmons. Radzak will get a stick on that one. Brainerd's going to hold it into the zone. Dunbar gets a stick on that one too. Johnson carries, just about 10 seconds left here. Tries to pass across to Radzak. It's just a step ahead of him. Brainerd's going to kill the clock out here. And that'll be the end of one. So shots on goal. Brainerd with 10, Proctor 7. But Brainerd with the 4-0 lead. All right, start of period 2. Radzak will move towards the net. He'll send that one on point. The goaltender's going to cover it up. That was not a foregone conclusion there. Kind of dropped on it. Dunbar on the face-off. Radzak will move towards the net. Dunbar and Radzak behind the net. Brainerd will come away with it. Johnson holds it in. Nice. Johnson gets a shot and a goal. Bounce back out, but they're calling that a goal. I think it snuck in right on the side of the goaltender. Maddox Johnson. I don't know if that pass was from Radzak or Dunbar. Let's see here. Oh, Brainerd. That's right. Brainerd tried to carry it out. Johnson grabs it with his skate, holds it in, sinks it. Gives the Rails their first goal of the game. Off of the face-off. Olsen sends it up ice. Radzak waiting on it. Brainerd will break it up. Dunbar rolled there. Brainerd will turn that over to Nimmons. Nimmons will chip it back up the boards for Dunbar. Dunbar chips it up, turns it over to Brainerd. Johnson backchecks, gets a stick in that one. Nimmons overruns that one. Brainerd's got an undefended man out front. They center to him. He can't get a connection there. Dunbar will move it over to Radzak. Poked off a Radzak stick. Brainerd follows it up, sends it up and out. Whoa, 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 whoa. Back up to Olsen, center ice. He chips it up to Johnson. Johnson barrels through there, but puck is turned over to Brainerd. They're going to move that along the boards. Burke will try to hold it in. It bounces to the blue line, and Johnson will hold it in. Brainerd's going to have a breakaway here. Brody tries to connect with them. McGowan's going to knock it away. They're going to call Brainerd on a penalty there. Cross-check Burke into the boards behind the net. Way to go, bro! Good hustle by him to get up there. So Brainerd's going to take a cross-checking penalty for sending Burke into the boards after the play there. That'll give the Rails a one-man advantage for a minute 30. Dunbar will draw for Proctor. Over to Talarico. Talarico tries to drop it back for Burke. He's blocked by the Brainerd player, so he needs to carry it out into the neutral zone. Sends it up to Simonson. Simonson turns it over to Brainerd. Talarico will get a stick on that, but Brainerd's going to grab it in the neutral zone and send that down ice. Icing is waved off there. Burke looks to send it cross ice. He whiffs a bit. Turns it over to Brainerd. Burke there again. Burke turns, sends cross ice looking for Dunbar. Brainerd intercepts that, knocks it out of the way. Brainerd will get there first in the corner as it moved behind the Rails net. Burke takes it over, however, sends it up ice. Come on, Jimmy. Talarico gets a stick on that, knocks it down, bounces the wrong direction, of course. Brainerd will send that down to the corner. It's hard enough to see there, but we've got somebody standing right on the glass. Hopefully he moves. Kaderlik carries up ice. Cadillac will tip that into the zone, hits a Brainerd player. Turns it over to Brainerd. Brainerd moves it up, and Cadillac will intercept it. It is hard not to say Cadillac, that is true. Offsides call there on the Rails. We'll have a face-off just outside of the zone. Brzezinski on the face-off. He's got Fish, Nimmons, Olsen, and Welty, sorry. Welty gets a stick on that, clears the defender. Brainerd will chip it behind their net. Fish gets there, sends it back behind the net. Nimmons gets a stick on that, knocks it down to Welty. Welty gets a shot, rebound out front. Welty was hit in the corner too. Brainerd's going to pick up that rebound and send it up and out. Olsen loses an edge, so Brainerd's going to walk in, and they'll beat McGowan on the upper glove side. Olsen took a tumble there and Brainerd gets a shot from over near the boards. That's up over the net. It's going to carry all the way back down to the Brainerd end. Johnson on the chase. Johnson gets there, tries to pin it against the board. Brainerd's going to come away with it. Tripping call coming here. They're going to call Radzak, I think. Nope, they're waving it off, actually. Nope. They're going to call Johnson Dunbar on a trip. Calling Cohen Dunbar on a trip there. Mr. Radzak disagrees. So Brainerd is back at full strength, and now the Rails are down one man for a minute 30 on a Cohen Dunbar tripping call. Move to the boards, pressure by Johnson and Nimmons. Brainerd will send that down to the corner. Yes. Center broken up by Nimmons. He will send that up ice. We'll have an icing call here. Nope, no icing. Brainerd regroups, heads back the other direction. Passes out in front of their player. Olsen will get there. Chips it up to Radzak. Radzak moves through the defender there. Radzak looks to center, broken up by Brainerd. Olsen will send that cross ice to Johnson. Johnson can't get a stick down on the puck. Brainerd will come away with that, poked away by Burke. Good hustle, Broad. Brainerd sends a on net. It'll be broken up by Olsen. Olsen carries up and out, chips it up to Johnson. Johnson has a defender beat there. He's taken down. We'll have a tripping call coming here on Brainerd. There are 11 seconds left in the Rails penalty. And now Brainerd will have a minute 30 tripping penalty to serve. Dunbar, Tallarico, Katerlik, and Nimmons. Brainerd sends out one up the boards. Poke check by Nimmons will hold that into the zone. Dunbar carries past the defender. Dunbar chips it towards the net. That one's deflected. Tallarico to the corner. Tallarico will dump down low back to Dunbar. Dunbar carries up along the boards. Drops it back to Tallarico. Tallarico back to Dunbar. Dunbar tries to center. Brainerd hits that one. They're going to call a touch, but that was on Brainerd, so I don't know why that wouldn't be an icing, but Katerlik will pick it up behind the net. Carry up the boards, looking to chip up. He gets to Tallarico. Dunbar carries in. Dunbar down to the corner. Brainerd player goes flying past him into the boards. Tallarico's tripped up. No call coming on that. Pretty inconsistent calling here. Shot for Brainerd. Deflection by McGowan. Burke will pick up the rebound, send it up the boards to Tallarico. Tallarico knocks it to Burke. Burke will send it up ice to Dunbar. Dunbar and Simonson with the 2-on-2. That's taken off of Dunbar's stick, and he goes down. Brainerd's going to chip that past Tallarico, but held in by Burke. Burke clears one defender. Come on, guys. Get a shot off. Shot by Simonson with the rebound out front. Rails can't get sticks on it. Big shot by Dunbar. Another save by the goaltender. Burke will poke it to the corner. That one's going to get out past Simonson and Katerlik. Katerlik will pick it up. He's got a Warrior coming out of the box there. He's going to turn that over to Brainerd in the neutral zone. Brainerd walks in, unchallenged, gets a shot deflected by McGowan. Brainerd sends that one back into the neutral zone. It tips off a Burke stick. There's a Warrior coming right out of the box. They're going to move past McGowan and get a goal. That one is a Olsen whiff there, and Brainerd will take it over. They walk in, get a shot deflected to the corner by McGowan. Up to Johnson. Johnson battles. Come on, man. Ooh, Johnson goes down hard into the boards there. I don't know if he was hit or just lost an edge, but he's back up. Radzak will carry it in. Radzak gets a shot that's deflected wide of the net. Center by Dunbar. Olsen trips center ice. Let's go! Good hustle, Ash. I'm not going to call anything. I mean, that was a hardcore trip. Probably too late to catch it anyway, but not quite very consistent calling here. There's Brzezinski pins it against the board. Brainerd chips it past him. Brzezinski will send that back down right onto the edge of the net, right along the goaltender's skate. Fish gets in there and gets a stick on it. They're going to blow the whistle, and then the ref will pat his chest because he must have thought it was covered. I don't know. Way to get in there, Mason! Brzezinski on the faceoff, sends it to the boards. You chip back up, that gets past Nimmons. Brainerd's going to beat him to it. Nice move by Jasper, though. Slows down a breakaway. Milwaukee get a shot. McGowan makes the first save. Rebound out front. Nimmons will pick it up. Sends it up ice to Fish. Come on, Mace, go. Fish will get there. Go to the net, buddy. Center attempt by Fish. Broken up by Brainerd. He'll chip it up and out of the zone. Olsen there. Brzezinski there. Send it back into the Brainerd zone. They're going to move it. Try to move it cross ice. Come on, Bennett. Get him. Brzezinski gets a stick on that. Slows down the pass. Brainerd centers across. Come on, B, go! Brainerd sends that cross ice. They get a shot. That one's going to be up, I think, deflected up and out of play. Dunbar on the face-off there. Brainerd's going to look for, Dunbar just overran that. Brainerd went for a slap shot and whiffed, and Dunbar's body was moving past it, couldn't get his stick on it. So Brainerd looks to center, loose puck behind the net. Picked up by Brainerd, carried to the corner. They dump it back low. Met by Dunbar, he takes it off of their stick, reverses course, sends it up ice to Tellerico. Tellerico looking cross ice for Dunbar, that's broken up. Burke is there. Burke will send that up cross ice to Dunbar. Dunbar chips it up to Simonson. Simonson down to the corner. Chips it behind the net. Dunbar gets there first. Dunbar chips it back to the Brainerd player and takes it back off their stick. Dunbar strips Brainerd, sends it up to Tellerico. Come on, Jimmy. Tellerico gets a shot. That's wide in front of the net. He's knocked down from behind after that shot. They got to start calling something here. It's going to get out of control. That was a Burke attempt over to Katerlik. They did not connect, so Brainerd will pick it up. They get a shot up over McGowan's head. Dunbar picks it up behind the net. Centers. Brainerd's going to let's break that up. We got to move to the puck, boys. Let's go. Simonson pressures. What did we just... What we were doing there, B-Man. Shot by Brainerd, saved by McGowan. Katerlik will get there, chip it up the boards. Brainerd's going to hold it in. Shot hits the side of the net. Sorry, I'm not even on the play, my bad. Simonson moves up to Dunbar. Dunbar will carry across the blue line. Dunbar over to Brzezinski. Come on, B, come on, B, come on, B. Brzezinski moves it up to Burke. Burke gets a shot, rebound. Dunbar's there. He's taken down behind the net. Radzak in the corner. Come on, Dane. Nice center by Radzak. Nobody home. Brainerd's going to send that one down ice on net to McGowan. McGowan sends it up to Olsen. Olsen will circle around behind the rails net. Chips it up the boards to Radzak. Come on, Dane! Radzak into the zone. Center attempt by Radzak is broken up by Brainerd. Brainerd will send that down ice for an icing call. Keep working, Dane. Good hustle. Keep working. Cohen Dunbar on the face-off for Proctor. Brzezinski will move it up to Olsen. Olsen gets a shot, sends it on net. Radzak gets a stick on that. It's deflected wide by traffic. We're sent back to the other corner here. Brzezinski pressures, as does Dunbar and Radzak. Come on, B. Nice. Poke checked away by Olsen. Come on, Bennett, get in there. Offsides call there, I think, on Brainerd. Didn't sound very confident, did I? Offside? Brzezinski chips it up the boards. He's going to come away with it. Brzezinski will dump that. Radzak and Brainerd to the corner. Radzak gets there first. He overruns it a bit. Held in there by Olsen. And then Brzezinski. Brzezinski bobbles it, gets out into the neutral zone. Nimmons will turn and send it up. Hit some bodies, thankfully, because Dunbar on his way out of the zone still. Radzak will chip that one on net. A couple of rails tied up there. Good shot by Radzak. Bounced it right on point there. Shoot. To your handful. No. Nope. Not after me having to drive both ways. That was not the plan. Held in there, Dunbar there. Dunbar picked center ice. Pick up, boys! We got a minute 10 on the Brainerd penalty there, so Rails are actually on a power play. Kaderlich tries to send that up to Welty. This one's going to get through. Dunbar looking cross ice for Fish out front. It's broken up by Brainerd. Dunbar behind the net. Dunbar chips it out front to Fish. Fish gets a shot off. I think that was a save. Nobody seemed too excited, so. Dunbar on the face-off, over to Welty. Welty tips it up to Kaderlich. Kaderlich sends it back down by Dunbar. Brainerd's going to carry that one up and out of the zone. Dunbar picks it up, heads back the other direction. It's knocked back out of the zone. Burke has it, center ice. Burke will dump it into the zone. Dunbar meets Brainerd there, sends it back behind the net. Fish reaches for it. Fish tries to pin it against the boards. Dunbar will come away with it. Dunbar centers to Welty. Welty gets a shot up over the net. Oh. Nice pass. Brainerd will snag that one. Pressured by Welty and Kaderlich. Nobody's on the puck at all. Puck was behind the net. 3 players on 1 Brainerd player. Brainerd is back at full strength, so 5-on-5 for the rest of the period. Burke out in front of the net, loses a puck. Brainerd's going to pick it up, turn and get a shot. I think deflected by McGowan. I'm not sure if that was on net or not. Dunbar gets a stick on that one, carries it out of the zone with him. Come on, boys, get there! Burke center ice. Kaderlich will pick it up, send it down into the Brainerd zone. Quick guys. We got to get quicker changes here. Rails in a line change, and Brainerd setting up to move down ice. That one's poked away by Burke. Back to Kaderlich. Kaderlich up to Dunbar. That one is chipped around Kaderlich. Burke's going to pick it up. Burke will send it across to Tallarico. Tallarico up ice looking for Dunbar. He intercepted by Brainerd at the buzzer. So end of 2. Shots on goal actually pretty even here. Brainerd with 18. Rails have more shots on goal with 19. We are going to zam here. Hopefully the Rails can find a little gas in the locker room. We'll be back in about 15. All right, Dunbar took the face off there for Proctor. Brainerd walks in, sends it way up over McGowan's head. He chipped up the boards to Johnson. Johnson will send it up ice. Dunbar and Radzak chase and pressure. Brainerd will drop that back behind him. Johnson gets a stick on. He'll be knocked back down by Katerlich. Radzak to the corner. Brainerd's going to pick it up, carry out of the zone. They're looking for their man cross ice. I don't understand the icing rule. They call it a tip, but it's on Brainerd, so I wouldn't. I guess they last touch is within the area where they wouldn't call icing. So I'm learning, maybe making stuff up. Cross ice by Brainerd there. Burke sends that along the boards up to Johnson. Johnson will carry over the blue line. Offsides call, I guess. Dunbar on the faceoff. Brainerd will control. Simonson pressures, cut off by Dunbar as Brainerd tries to move it up and out of their zone. Dunbar to the corner. He tries to center to Tallarico, turns it over to Brainerd. Simonson gets a stick on that. Brainerd defender loses an edge, but Rails turns over to Brainerd. Back. Olsen pokes it back off their stick. I don't know what is happening in the center ice. Yeah, everybody's losing their edges there. There's a dip in the ice there or what? But Tallarico to the corner. Brainerd's got it. They're going to carry behind the net. They lose control behind their net. Pick it back up, send it over to the corner. Back behind the net to the far corner. That's a good pass to Olsen. He gets hit from behind a bit there. Stays on his feet though. Brainerd will center up high. Move over to the side. Push to the boards by Olsen. Met by Nimmons. They turn around, reverse course behind the net. We're going to move it over here up high. Simonson trips it up. Simonson sends it up ice to Dunbar. Dunbar will lose control of the puck as he crosses the blue line. Ooh, Katerlich down on the ice coming out of the box. I don't know what happened there. He's all right. He's up on his feet, but I don't know what happened there. Dunbar centers, looks to center, broken up by Brainerd. He's going to be held in by Burke. Sends it back down to the corner, out of reach of Fish. Fish pressures, takes control of the puck, sends it up the boards looking for Welty. Brainerd will chip that up high. Katerlich will shoot from out near the blue line. Goaltender makes the save, snags the puck back to his body with his stick, and he'll cover it up for a whistle. So Brzezinski, Fish, Welty, Burke, and Katerlich on the ice for the Rails. Brainerd chips it up. It's held in by Katerlich. Brzezinski, center ice. He gets a shot that's way wide of the net. He held in, or Burke tries to hold it in there, I guess. Deflection by McGowan. Brainerd will glove that rebound and drop it. Come on, Bennett! Fish gets a stick on that one and chips it up and out of the zone. Brainerd will pick it up, send it back down. Knocked down by Katerlich. He sends it up into the neutral zone looking for Fish. It's going to be wide of the net. No icing, though. Welty pressures in the corner. Come on, guys. Come on, come on, come on. Johnson lunges at that one. Burke tries to carry it to the boards. Can be turned over to Brainerd. Johnson to the far boards. Rails are in a line change there, most of them, so. Held down in the Brainerd end, though. Kaderlich overruns that one. Whiffs on the second one, knocks it out of the zone. So he's got control in the neutral zone, sends it over to Dunbar along the boards. Dunbar sends it down to the corner. Radzak chases. Brainerd will pick it up, send it out center ice. Burke pushes him to the boards. Brainerd comes away from the boards with it. And they get a shot on McGowan that's wide of the net. Come on, Mads. Johnson picks it up over along the far boards. Back check by Brainerd as Johnson loses control of the puck. He picks it back up behind the net. Comes around the corner with it. Loose puck behind the net again. Oh, number 6 just punched Johnson in the leg. Wasn't so kind. I literally just punched him in the leg. Should be a penalty on Brainerd there, but we're not paying attention to what was happening back there. Johnson was down on the ground and number 6 from Brainerd punching on his leg. I don't know if he was on top of his stick or what, but he's fine. Up and off the ice. Brainerd sends that into the rail zone off of the faceoff. Olsen off the boards up to Simonson. Brainerd will chip that cross ice. Talarico almost breaks that up. Brainerd will poke checked away by Nimmons. That was an excellent defensive play there. Dunbar up the boards to Simonson. Simonson pressured right away. Brainerd will send it back down low. Olsen chips that back. Loose puck out front. Brainerd's going to get a big shot here. Send that wide of the net. Talarico over to the far boards. He gets there first. Brainerd's going to hold it in, however. Simonson breaks up cross ice pass. Dunbar and Simonson on a breakaway here. There are no Warriors other than the goaltender. Simonson gets a shot. Saved by the goaltender. Brainerd sends that one up into the neutral zone. They're going to send it cross ice here. That one is deflected up and out of play by Olsen. Sorry, I know the feed is a little bit rough quality. I can't do anything about it. I think it's maybe the weather has changed a little bit here. So Brzezinski will take the face-off for Proctor. Brainerd picks it up, sends it up high, down to the corner with a one-timer wide of the net. Fender holds it in, sends it back down to the corner. A little bit of a pushing and shoving out front there. Loose puck out front. Brainerd's going to pick that one up and sink it past McGowan. It's all right, Cobb. Keep working, bud. Brainerd turns it over to Kaderlich off the faceoff. He picks it up, chips it up ice. Brainerd tries to glove it. Radzak's going to grab it, drop it down. Johnson breaks up cross ice. Johnson, another nice stick there, sends it back into the zone. Oh, they're going to call the rails. I think Dunbar on a checking penalty. Cohen, that is. Brainerd sends that one cross ice. They get a one-timer there. High sticking call. We'll move back down to the other end. High sticking call on Brainerd there. I need a new nephew who doesn't cross-check so much. Rico takes a shot, hits traffic out front, it's deflected to the corner. Brainerd will carry down, they get a shot, deflected by a rails stick, over to the corner. Brzezinski gets a stick on that, takes away from Brainerd, he'll bank that off the boards up into the neutral zone. Rails on the PK here, still another 10 seconds. Oh, Jimmy. Cross-ice pass to an undefended man there. Brzezinski gets a stick on it. Rails back at full strength. Nice save by McGowan. Burke throwing a couple of... Easy, guys, easy! Nice save, Cole! No penalties coming out of that. I didn't stop the clock there. Sorry, I'm actually somehow off anyway. It's just over 5 minutes left in play here. Fish gets a stick in that, so does Dunbar. Nimmons will pick it up, move it out of the zone, turn it over to Brainerd. Brainerd offsides call there. Let me get caught up here on the time. Oh, it's running time. That is why. Duh, I'm so sorry. We're at a 6-goal differential here, so... That is how I got off. I was stopping the clock still. Olsen carries up the boards. Olsen to the corner, loses control of the puck. Looks to center, loose puck out front. Brainerd will send it over to the corner. Simonson picks it up, gets a shot. Goaltender's gonna glove that. I will not stop the clock this time. Brainerd will carry through the neutral zone. Deflected shot by, I believe, Nimmons. Maybe that was Radzak. He's down a stick there. Center right out front, backhand, wide of the net. Nimmons will send that one up and out of the zone. Johnson on the chase. We'll have an icing call coming though. Johnson on the face-off for Proctor. I just hit the clock again. Sorry. Not trainable, clearly. Welty will chip that one. Radzak picks it up, taken off of his stick, followed up by Katerlik. He'll dump that to the corner. We have a tripping penalty coming on Welty, I believe. Yeah. Well, Rails will go down to a one-man disadvantage here for... We stop the clock on that one. Welty on a trip. Ross. She wants to share popcorn with you. Dunbar on the face-off there, moves it to the corner to Catterlick. Catterlick sends it along the boards, will be held in by Brainerd. Brainerd sends it back up high. Poked away by Dunbar. Dunbar's tripped up. Brainerd's going to get a tripping call. Pick on some on your own side. There's a couple little ones over here. Do any of the little girls want some popcorn? She's got popcorn here. Yeah. Got a couple more coming, it looks like, for you. Brzezinski shot. He's cross-checked from behind along the way. Burke sends it up ice, intercepted by Brainerd. Brainerd will carry down to the rail zone. Shot up over McGowan. Shot up front. McGowan makes 1-2 saves. The third one's going to sneak past him. I thought we stopped the clock on a goal. It's about 1:20 on the actual game clock. I am shockingly off. I thought we stopped the clock on goals, but I do not know, obviously. It's all right, Colb. Head up, buddy. Rails penalty is expiring right now. Welty out of the box. Olsen gets a stick on that one. Dunbar's going to pick it up, clear the player. It's knocked away to the corner. Dunbar again behind the net, centers. Nimmons is going to grab it. Kick save by the goaltender. Oh, watch this retaliation coming on. Nimmons and Dunbar pressure in the corner. Nimmons will come away with it, sends it along the boards. Brainerd's going to hold it in. Wide shot. Welty gets there first. Welty chips it up out of the zone. Simonson in a foot race. That'll be the buzzer. So Rails will drop an 8-1 loss to the Brainerd AA team. Shots on goal end with Brainerd 24, Rails 21. Rails back in action tomorrow night against Cloquet at home, 7 o'clock.